Devra, the whole world Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Jam Vishnupada Paramhams Pravajikacharya Stotra Sasramanam Grace Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Ananda Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Namacharya Srila Lord Dasa Thakur ki jai. Vrinda Devi Tulsi Maharani ki jai. Reading from Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudhiraye Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 1st canto, 5th chapter, Narada's instructions on Srimad Bhagavatam, text number 24. Te Mayi Apeta Akhila Chapale Arbhaka. Te Mayi Apeta Akhila Chapale Arbhaka. Te Mayi Apeta Akhila Chapale Arbhake. Dhante Adhruta Kridanake Anuvartini. Dhante Adhruta Kridanake Anuvartini. Chakruhu Krupam Yadhyapi Tulya Darsanaha. Chakruhu Krupam Yadhyapi Tulya Darsanaha. Susrushamani Munayaha Alpabhashini. Susrushamani Munayolpabhashini. Susrushamani Munayolpabhashini. Te Mayi Apeta Akhila Chapale Arbhake. Dhante Dhruta Kridanake Anuvartini. Chakru Krupam Yadhyapi Tulya Darshanaha. Susrushamane Munayolpabhashini. Te Mayi Apeta Akhila Dhante Dhruta Kridanake Anuvartini. Chakru Krupam Yadhyapi Tulya Darshanaha. Susrushamane Munayolpabhashini. Word to word meanings. They, Mayi, unto me, Apeta, not having undergone, Akhila, all kinds of, Chapale, proclivities, Arbhake, unto a boy, Dhante, having controlled the senses, adhruta kridanake, without being accustomed to sporting habits. Anuvartini, obedient. Chakruhu, did bestow. Krupam, causeless mercy. Yadhyapi, although. Tulya darshanaha, impartial by nature. Sushrushamane, unto the faithful. Munayaha, the Muni, followers of the Vedānta. Alpabhashini, one who not speak more than required. Translation purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti Vedānta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Although they were impartial by nature, those followers of the Vedānta blessed me with their causeless mercy. As far as I was concerned, I was self-controlled and had no attachment for sports, even though I was a boy. In addition, I was not naughty, and I did not speak more than required. Please repeat the translation. Although they were impartial by nature, those followers of the Vedānta blessed me with their causeless mercy. As far as I was concerned, I was self-controlled and had no attachment for sports. Even though I was a boy, in addition, I was not naughty, and I did not speak more than required. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. In the Bhagavad Gita, the Lord says, all the Vedas are searching after me. Lord Sri Chaitanya says that in the Vedas, the subject matters are only three, namely, to establish the relation of the living entities with the personality of Godhead, perform the relative duties in devotional service, and thus achieve the ultimate goal, back to Godhead. As such, Vedantavadis, or the followers of the Vedanta, indicate the pure devotees of the personality of Godhead. Such Vedantavadis, or the Bhakti Vedantas, are impartial in distributing the transcendental knowledge of the devotional service. To them, no one is enemy or friend. No one is educated or uneducated. No one is especially favorable and no one is unfavorable. The Bhakti Vedantas see that the people in general are wasting time in false, sensuous things. Their business is to get the ignorant mass of people to re-establish the lost relationship with the personality of Godhead. By such endeavor, even the most forgotten soul is focused up to the sense of spiritual life. And thus, being initiated by the Bhakti Vedantis, the sense of spiritual life, and thus being initiated by such endeavor, even the most forgotten soul is roused up to the sense of spiritual life, and thus being initiated by the Bhakti Vedantis. The people in general gradually progress on the path of transcendental realization. So the Vedantavadis initiated the boy even before he became self-controlled and was detached from the childish sporting. But before the initiation, he, the boy, became more and more advanced in discipline, which is the very essential for one who wishes to make the progress in the line. In the system of Varnashrama Dharma, which is the beginning of the actual human life, small boys after the 5 years of age are sent to become a brahmachari at the Guru's ashrama, where these things are systematically taught to the boys, be the king's son or sons of ordinary citizens. The training was compulsory not only to create good citizens of this state, but also to prepare each boy's future life for spiritual realization. The irresponsible life of sense enjoyment was unknown to the children of the followers of the Varnashrama system. The boy was even injected with the spiritual ointment before being placed by the father in the womb of the mother. Both the father and the mother were responsible for the boy's success in being liberated from the material bondage. That is the process of successful family planning. It is to beget a children for complete perfection. Without being self-controlled, without being disciplined, without being fully obedient, no one can become a successful follower in the instructions of the spiritual master. And without doing so, no one is able to go back to Godhead. Doesn't the Bhaktivedanta purport. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedānta Swami Nitinamane Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktarum Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So we are seeing this chapter, Narada's instructions on Srimad Bhagavatam. So here we have seen that we have seen the last verse. So Narada Muni is after inspiring Vyasadeva to write the Samala Purana Srimad Bhagavatam, started narrating his own history to Vyasadeva. How he himself got inspired by this narrations of the Lord. So by Vedantis. So in this previous verse he is saying, O Muni, in the last millennium, I was born as the son of a certain maidservant engaged in the service of the Brahmanas, who were following the principles of Vedanta. When they were living together during the 4 months of the rainy season, I was engaged in their personal service. Just he served the Vedantis just for 4 months during the Chaturmasya period, where the saintly persons usually will not travel, but they stay in one place, and they give the opportunities in that house or nearby people. So by allowing them to serve them, and they give discourses and they give narrations about the Lord's pastimes also. Like that, Narada Muni is describing his past millennium. In that previous millennium, he was just a boy of maidservant. He is not educated, he is well qualified, and he is not from an aristocratic family, nothing. But what is that qualification he got? He got the opportunity to serve the Vedantis very menial way. So just to serve them food and wash their clothes, arranging food for them. By all these things, he got the transcendental blessings. And like that, he continued for 4 months. So then what happened? Here in this verse, it is told, although they were impartial by nature, these followers of Vedanta blessed me with their causeless mercy. As far as I was concerned, I was self-controlled and had no attachment for sports. Even though I was a boy, in addition, I was not naughty and I did not speak more than required. So, we all know he is, because of curse, he takes the birth as a child of maidservant, but still he was blessed with some qualities. So, actually it is told that these are all the qualifications how to receive the favor of a devotee. What is that? He is not speaking more than required. Alpabhashi. Mitabhashi will tell no Alpabhashi. So, not like chatterbox, always keep talking some nonsense. But he is very, very, that control in his talking, control his senses, and had no attachment for sports. What is the children's nature? Immediately, when they get time, or even during class periods also, they are having a tendency to go outside and play. But here, he is not having the tendency to play sports. So, in addition, he was not naughty, and he did not speak more than required. And these are all the qualifications helped this boy, Arbhaka, means just 5 years old. So that way, so he served the Vedantavadis, the followers of the Vedanta. Vedantas means they are pure devotees of the Lord. They have no other motivation. They have no other, self-motivation, self-propaganda, other than to serve the Lord wholeheartedly. Such Vedantavadis he served for 4 months. So what is their business of that kind of Vedantis? So the Bhakti Vedantas see that the people in general are wasting the time in false sensuous things. Their business is to get the ignorant mass of the people to re-establish the lost relationship with the personality of the Godhead. So these Vedantavadis are very compassionate. for the people in general who otherwise they are wasting their time in sensuous activities which are pertaining to body, mind, or intelligence, nothing related to spiritual activities. So they are very compassionate. Their compassion is compared, no, like that. They are they don't see whether he is qualified or not qualified, he is eligible or not eligible, he is from which family, nothing. They don't see whether he is well educated or not, nothing. They just see their sincerity and they give that knowledge. So it is up to that receiver whether he is sincere to receive that opportunity. Just like when a sun planet is there, no, it gives sunlight profusely everywhere. It's not that one is a poor person, one is a rich person, or one is that from higher caste or lower caste, one is sinful or pious. No, it distributes light to everyone. But if one is unfortunate, he closes the window. Whose fault it is? Is it sun's fault or that person's fault? It is obviously the person who is not ready to receive that available sunlight. So like that, these Vedantis, they never discriminate who is there, that person who is receiving that knowledge. They are very open, they are very free to give this knowledge to that everybody. That is, if you are not taking, that is your great misfortune. That's what in here it is said in the beginning of the purport. All the Vedas are searching after me. Lord Sri Chaitanya says that in the Vedas, the subject matters are only three, namely to establish the relation of the living entities with the personality of Godhead, perform the relative duties in devotional service, and thus achieve the ultimate goal, going back to Godhead. So if you summarize the subject matters of all the Vedas, it can be divided into three parts. That is, establishing relationship with the Lord and doing that relative service in that relation, and ultimate prayojana, what is going back to Godhead. So in other terms, what it is known as these three terms: sambandha, abhideya, prayojana. So Jiva Goswami in his Tattva Sandarbha elaborately describes these three aspects. That's what Lord Krishna's that he also in three forms he represents these three aspects. Sambandha, Radha, Madana Mohana, every day we offer prayers, no? So then abhideya, that service in that relation, executing of service in that relation, abhideya, that is represented by deity, that Govinda. Then the prayojana, finally by that service, sincere service, going back to Godhead, that is represented by Gopinath. So Madana Mohan, Govinda and Gopinatha. These three deities, that's what very, very primary deities even in Vrindavan. Vrindavan, there are thousands of temples. Every temple is yes, equally important, but especially Goswamis has built each temple like a palace. Very, very big temples, especially Radha, Govinda, Gopinath, Madana Mohan deities. All those are very, very prominent temples in Vrindavana. So like that, all the Vedas subject matters are summarized in this thing. So Sambandha and Abhideya. So first, that's what Bhagavad Gita tells, initially describes. So what is your relationship with Lord? So that's what in Bhagavad Gita, if you see also, it tells about first, what is this material nature? What is this universal material world, creation of this universe, everything. Then what is that spirit nature of the individual living entity? What is our real nature of every living entity? Then knowing that our real nature, how to connect to that our Supreme Lord, who is the source of all the living entities. So that Bhagavad Gita also gives that introduction for that matter. Then Bhagavatam clearly describes that further. Chaitanya Charitamrita even elaborately, that prayojana. So how devotees serve unconditionally to the Lord, and they can go back to Godhead. That's what Lord is also so merciful. It's not that he gives only one way, by this only you can contact me, otherwise not. No, he is so merciful. He gives so many means, so many ways to serve him. That's what when Lord Krishna descends here, so he spoke in this Bhagavad Gita. It is not just meant for Arjuna. It is for all the generations coming forth further. So, and it is not only for this in this earth planet, for one particular Hindus, no, for everybody. That's what it is glorified in the entire world. Nowadays it is picking up everywhere this message of Bhagavad Gita. Even school, even institutions, educational institutions, they are showing interest to introduce this Bhagavad Gita for children. So they see that it is not kind of sectarian or kind of unsecular. No, it is very open to everybody. It builds the character. It is a manual for human beings. So that way, a sober that administration or countries, they can see these things and they can welcome. So like that, so when Lord Krishna descends here, he gives this instruction in the form of Bhagavad Gita, which is available even after many, many thousands of years. And it is going to continue for even age after age. That's why Krishna says, it is not the first time I am speaking this knowledge to you. I have spoken this knowledge even to Sun God. If you see that millions of years of history, even that there also Bhagavad Gita is available. So Lord Krishna is giving these instructions to Rajarshis, so saintly kings, and further saintly kings gives pass on that knowledge and sees that everybody is following that dharma according to scriptures. So that's what the first aim is, to educate or train that top cream, that is administrators of the countries or states, so that they can easily influence the masses. So like that, one of the form is one can approach Lord is through instructions, Bhagavad Gita, and through his devotees. So Lord Krishna, when he came, he instructed Arjuna. Then the same time Vyasadeva also recorded. Vyasadeva is once again that compiled into Vedic scriptures, that Bhagavad Gita in as part of Mahabharata. Then he gives this cream of knowledge, Vedic knowledge, Amala Purana, Srimad Bhagavatam. So that kind of knowledge is available in various books. So through devotees, so that he can be available through books, through Bhagavatas, Mahabhagavatas. So, and through holy name, very importantly, any place, anywhere, Sarvatra Sarvada, any place you can easily remember Lord. Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam Pada Sevanam. That's what Lord is so merciful. He is giving various means how we can serve the Lord. That's what even in Bhagavad Gita, if you see that 7th chapter, Absolute Truth, even that opulences of God in 10th chapter, you see various means just by seeing Prakriti, this manifested creation, how we can remember the Lord. It's not that it is independent. Prakriti is not independent. Maya Jakshena Prakriti Suyate Sa Characharam. So in the 7th and 10th chapters, Lord Krishna gives the hints to remember him always. So how, as soon as you are, without no drinking water, you cannot sustain your life. So that as when you are drinking water, what Krishna says, Rasoham Apsu Kaunteya. This is the taste of mine. This water is my taste. And when you are Punyo Gandha Prudhviyamcha, when you are inhaling nice earth smell, of course in cities it is not at all possible. If you go to village sides or any Goshala sides, you can easily feel that nice fragrance. That is what he is telling. So Punyo Gandha, that smell is mine. So and like that everywhere, if you see a big mountain, so he says, among mountains are the Himalayas. Every time we'll go now that Chardham Yatra or any Yatra, we see that Himalaya mountain peaks. Immediately we remember Lord. Of mountains, I am the Achala. Of immovable things, I am Himalayas. Like that, of birds, of any species, aquatics, everywhere Lord Krishna is giving hint. I am this, I am that, I am. So like that, easily we can remember the Lord through this Prakriti also, manifested nature. So these are the various ways he is available. Like that, through devotees means one of his pure devotee is Tulsi Maharani. So like that, always she is aspiring to serve the Lord. And she never leaves the Lord's lotus feet. Even if you are serving such devotees, you will get a lot of spiritual benefits. That's what every day Srila Prabhupada has made a system of worshipping Tulsi every day. So morning and evening. So we can give aarti to Tulsi Maharani, we can pray for Tulsi Maharani, we can circumambulate to Tulsi Maharani, we can offer that leaves to Lord Krishna's lotus feet, and even whatever you offer to Lord Krishna, that is incomplete without adding Tulsi. So like that, Lord is giving lot of arrangements. Who is Tulsi Maharani? She is also a resident of Goloka, Vrindavana. There she is known as Vrunda Devi. But because of Lord Krishna's pastime, she appeared in the material world as Tulsi Maharani in a plant form, so that everybody can serve. So that whole you are seeing, this service is very important. Even Lord Krishna has created this Varnashrama system by that Kshatriya, that Brahmana, Vaishya, Kshatriya and Shudra. That one, everybody can fall into one of these categories. Not that because of by their birth, one is Brahmana, by birth one is Kshatriya, by birth one is Vaishya, by birth one is Shudra. No, it is by guna and karma, by their qualities and action. So by these both decides who is whom. So even that Lord Krishna's system of Varnashrama is meant to know that perfection of this Varnashrama is by serving Lord. Then only it is possible. Success of that Varnashrama system, it is possible if you through that particular Varna, and if you are serving the Lord, then our Varnashrama is complete. If minus Lord, however nice arrangements in that Varnashrama, it will not be successful. It only creates chaotic situation. So Lord Krishna gives that literature, sends wonderful devotees, pure devotees, Mahabhagavatas like Srila Prabhupada, and enables that he gives the chance to many thousands of conditioned living entities. So here, if you see here, in the system of Varnashrama Dharma, which is the beginning of the actual human life, small boys after 5 years of age are sent to become brahmacharis at the Guru's ashrama, where these things are systematically taught to the boys. Be the king's sons or sons of ordinary citizens, the training was compulsory, not only to create good citizens of the state, but also to prepare each boy's future life for the spiritual realization. So the system is that even though one is king's son or Shudra son, everybody is sent to first Guru's ashrama. There they will be trained, seeing their tendencies, and the Guru will direct. You can become whether even a brahmachari or household or in an administrative department or in a Brahmana department. So like that, a Guru will decide by seeing their tendencies in ashrama. So this is the wonderful system. So that is what when Macaulay, when visited India, he gave the report to that parliament. So I have traveled the width and breadth of entire India, Bharat Desh, but I have never find any thief or beggar. So how to break this? He also found the root cause of this strong system. What is that? Because this Gurukula system. He found the root and cut that root. So that's what they gradually introduced their Western kind of education. So then gradually they derided, they ridiculed our own system. They made us feel that we are very inferior or very not up to the mark by worshipping Lord or by worshipping Gomata, by worshipping Tulasi. They contaminated our culture by feeding these seeds. So this is the highest education. This is the way you need to live. Like that, they gradually polluted, poisoned entire education system, Gurukula system, wonderful Gurukula system. Then they introduced their Western education, that's spoiled. So because they know that unless we break this root, we cannot do. What happens through this Gurukula system? What is it is told? It not only to create a good citizens of the state, but also to prepare each boy's future life for the spiritual realization. When such realized boys will come out of the Gurukula, then where will be the question of ignorance? So they will enlighten many thousands of the people. So that's what Prabhupada says, in our movement, we are not looking for thousands of followers. Even if one person become perfected, my movement is successful. Even Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami also quoted same thing. Prabhupada also quoted same thing, because they know one self-realized person, they can bring a change in society like nothing. So that is the value. That's what, even when you are serving such devotees, Mahabhagavatas, Krishna will be very pleased. He will be disposed to such devotees. So even in Srimad Bhagavatam, in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Leela also, one nice verse is there, glorifying Tulsi Maharani. So it is told, how Lord is so merciful, we are seeing. He is available through literature, He is available through His pure devotees, He is available through holy name, like that. He is available in various forms. Like we see lot of Vishnu forms, like that. One more prominent form is Salagrama. So very, very special Salagrama deities. So our worship is also to deities happens through Saligrama only, in all Vishnu temples, traditional Vishnu temples. So that Salagrama, if you see in our Gaudiya Vaishnava Parampara also, you see lot of pastimes. Even how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared, who called him? Advaitacharya. So Advaitacharya daily, by seeing this Kali Yuga symptoms and thus reactions in Kali Yuga, he is very, very morose. He became very morose, paradukka dukki, and he became very affectionate for them. So how to help them? So it is only possible by when Lord Krishna, Lord Gauranga himself descends. So how to invite him? How to make him descend? So then Advaitacharya knows the formula. So that Advaitacharya daily worships this Salagrama, like we are having Narsimha Salagrama. Like Advaitacharya also worshipped Narsimha Salagrama in Shantipura every day at the banks of the Ganges with the tulsi leaves and Ganga's water, Ganges. And here it is told that he quotes one verse from Gautamiya Tantra, which is quoted in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Advaitacharya used to call him Lord Gauranga, Gaurahari, like that. He used to call very loudly by worshipping Tulsi with Saligrama with Tulsi and Ganges water. So here one nice verse is there, which is originally quoted in Gautamiya Tantra and which is given in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Tulasi dalamatrena jalasya chulukenava vikrinete somatmanam bhaktebhyo bhaktavatsalaha. Tulasi dalamatrena. So just Lord is easily worshipped by Tulasi dala and Ganges water. So by doing these two things, what happens? Tulasi dala matrena jalasya chulukenava vikrinete somatmanam. So Lord Krishna is obliged to sell himself to that devotee. What is that? He is obliged to sell himself. So who can purchase? That's what only devotees can purchase Krishna. He is ready to sell himself to the devotees. So that's what, that is the glories of the sincere and that small service. So entire devotional service, if you are not by practicing devotional, what is that? That service attitude. You need to develop that service attitude. That is main thing. Even that service, how it will be channelized, that is possible only to Paramahamsa devotees like Srila Prabhupada. That's what when Srila Prabhupada established the ISKCON, it's not that he just registered a society and made some members, trustees or members, close, over. No. Prabhupada has made a lot of wonderful systems. So how that sadhana, through sadhana and seva, service, that's what in our entire ISKCON, Srila Prabhupada's ISKCON system, that is, so by morning sadhana and seva, then service. With these two things, you can please Srila Prabhupada and in turn you can please Lord Sri Krishna. So a devotee, a pure devotee like Srila Prabhupada, he gives these systems, how we can channelize our tendencies, that how we can serve the Lord in various ways. That's what he is the only Diksha Guru who gives these systems. Not that Prabhupada has established everything very nicely, and somebody comes and claims that I am also Diksha Guru. I am also Diksha Guru. And anybody can fall in, and anybody can stay for some time. It's not that. Prabhupada has set a standard. Who is a Diksha Guru? Who is a Siksha Guru? Like that. So especially Diksha Guru means Srila Prabhupada has shown himself. And even Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur shown himself. What is that purity? What is that platform to remain like that? It's not that anybody can become Diksha Guru. Only Mahabhagavatas, pure devotees who are never disturbed by three modes, they can act as a Diksha Guru. Others can assist, others can connect to Srila Prabhupada. That is the thing. That is that service aspect. That service when rendered to pure devotees like Srila Prabhupada, Tulsi Maharani, or various forms of Lord Krishna, like in holy name, Bhagavad literature. So many ways Lord is available to serve and perfect our lives. So that is the summary of this today's verse. So how by Narada Muni as a small boy, he served that Vedantis very sincerely, and they obliged to bless that boy, and they initiated that boy, and in next life he became Narada Muni. The next millennium, as soon as that boy will be wandering, that millennium also come over, then next millennium starts, then he appeared as a Brahma son. So that is the thing. That those descriptions we'll see further slokas. We'll stop here. Okay. Srimad